Good evening, guys, and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I woke up so late today, and honestly, I'm gonna blame it on the weather because it was kind of sunny out earlier, but like it wasn't. Like, it was kind of overcast, and I don't know why, it just kind of made me like sleep in today because of that. And it's supposed to be kind of the same thing, I think, tomorrow and possibly the next day, which is why I was kind of freaking out, because I got those I got pork chops out of the freezer to grill. I think I wanted to grill like on Saturday maybe, or Sunday or something, I don't remember. But then, or maybe it was really cold on Sunday, I think. Originally I wanted to grill on Sunday and it was too cold. So my dad was like, or maybe that was Monday, I think. I don't know. Anyways, me and my mom also switch days now that we're going to be, since she's not working weekends, night shifts anymore. I am going to be going back to kind of how things were before. She likes cooking on the weekends because she likes to cook when like Matthew's home, and you know, just like big Sunday family dinners and stuff like that. And again too, when she was working night shift, she couldn't do that. She wouldn't even, normally she'd be sleeping when we were eating dinner. Like, she'd wake up sometimes, have dinner with us, and then go back to bed for like another like hour or two before she had to get up to actually go to work. So now she doesn't have to do that anymore. So like I said, that's like, you know, what she likes to do. And I personally like to have the weekdays to cook, because I like to have things sort of planned out. Like, not planned out, but like, you know, I normally go to the grocery stores like over the weekend. So if I'm planning on getting something, you know, I need to pick something up from Aldi to go with dinner, like we need hamburger buns, or we need, you know, like I said, whatever other little thing that is, I normally go to Aldi on Sundays. And when I was cooking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I would only have like sometimes possibly Sunday and like Monday of stuff that I needed to already have here, unless, you know, like it had to be something that was like pre-cooked and pre-made, that, you know, was something that I didn't need any other ingredients for. So again, while I do my freezer dinners and I freeze all the stuff out in the, you know, like I have that stuff, sometimes again too, it's just, we might need like a pack of hamburger buns, or we might wind up needing like, you know, again, whatever other little thing to go with, you know, like I said, like the dinner is, you know, like if we run out of sour cream, or, you know, something like that. So if it came down to that and I had to, you know, make a meal plan around it, I had to make sure that whatever I didn't need were on those 2 days I was cooking. And if I did need something, it had to be on those days afterwards. So I'm kind of happy that we're going back to this. My mom likes to cook on the weekends more, and I'm normally kind of busy on the weekends. It is kind of tough. Like, if we're trying to get projects done and do things, I don't also like to think about what I have to make dinner for people as well. And I love cooking. It's just, again too, it's like on the weekends I just don't want to do it, because I am, you know, like I said, I'm involved in whatever we're doing. And so versus, like I said, on the other hand, my mom really likes to do like big, you know, Sunday family dinners and things like that. So like I was saying, it works out better because that's both what we prefer. We were both doing the opposite, but again, it was because of her work. And then just again the other day, actually we were at my aunt's house, we were talking about it, and she was like, I kind of want to go back to cooking on the weekends. And I was like, I kind of want to go back to cooking on the weekdays. And she was like, I was going to talk to you about this. And I was like, funny, I wanted to talk to you about this too. So we were switching days back. Like I said, this is how we were doing it before she ended up working, like going to work and working the night shifts. That was like, you know, almost a year ago, or pretty much a year ago. So like I said, I'm happy now that we're kind of back to that, because I prefer that, where I'm normally doing like the days during the week. However, I think I told you guys that Tuesdays are normally, my parents end up doing like date night. They will go out and see a movie, or they'll go out to dinner, or sometimes they'll just get takeout or even fast food, and sometimes watch a movie at home, whatever. If that's the case, normally that's why, like for me and Jack, normally I'm cooking my own food for myself pretty much every night anyway, just because I don't eat what everybody else eats. And Jack will normally end up doing leftovers. Or again too, that's why, like I told you guys, like when we go grocery shopping, that's why we have easy like pizza rolls, or like those little personalized, you know, like you know, pizzas, or, you know, like I said, like a can of, you know, something to heat up, like soup, or, you know, pasta, whatever that kind of stuff is, you know, like I said, it's just like those easy things, you know, frozen burritos, those kind of things like that, if we don't have leftovers, or it's not something that Jack prefers, because Jack is a little bit of a picky eater, so sometimes he won't always eat, you know, like, even the dinner sometimes, but then sometimes too, he's even a little bit more picky about the leftovers. But like I said, if we have that, then it always, you know, like, or we don't have any leftovers, or like I said, isn't something that he'll eat, he can always have, like I said, whatever's frozen or canned or something like that. And that's normally like Tuesday is like parents' date nights, and, you know, like I said, they get food, and then we'll normally come up with something. Sometimes too, I'll do like pizza bagels for like both of us, because that's something that I can make for the two of us, you know, so like I said, it's just, it kind of depends. So I only am cooking Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And like I said, my mom's doing Saturday and Sunday. So I'm cooking 4 days, and then she's cooking 2 days. And before, it used to be where she was cooking 3 days, but then adding in like the date nights, like I said, we just ended up doing it that way. So like I said, we switched back now. That's most likely how things will be working out from now on. So back to about what I was cooking dinner for tonight for. We ended up, I got, like I said, I think it was Monday was, so we've so far this week, we went back to kind of doing it this way. So I was going to cook Monday, which I did. I ended up doing pizzas because we have like no room in the freezer, and for some reason we have tons and tons of pizzas. Plus I bought that other one at Meijer that same night. So I was like, this is what we're going to do. So I did that on Monday, and then on Tuesday, you know, but originally I had gotten out of the freezer, I think on Sunday after we got back from Jewel, I had pulled pork chops out to cook on Monday. But it's supposed to be, it was supposed to be like freezing cold out on Monday. Like it was supposed to be like in the 20s or something like that. I don't know, maybe the teens. I think it was also supposed to be really cold out on Monday. And also too, because we were going to Meijer, and my dad was like, you know, can we maybe grill a different night? So I was like, okay, we can do it on Wednesday. But the whole thing is that I saw in the forecast it was supposed to get warmer. However, it was supposed to, like, I think be pretty warm on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday it was also supposed to be really warm, but it's supposed to rain. And so I was like, oh my goodness. And it looked like too, it was supposed to just rain just in the evening. And I was like, that's gonna stink, because that's right when we're gonna grill it. I don't want to have to, you know, like change days around again, because it looks like up until Friday we were supposed to get possibility of rain in the evenings almost every single day this week. And so like, and it's supposed to be, again, still pretty nice. I think Saturday's supposed to get cold, like only be in like the 30s, but then after that we're supposed to be like continuously like be in the 40s and 50s, which is going to be really nice. So at least we won't be you know, like freezing and having snow and, you know, possibility and stuff like that. So again, it's supposed to be really nice today. It's supposed to rain though. So, and again, I was like, I don't want to, you know, I have this stuff out that I got out on Sunday, and it's defrosted already. I don't want it to, you know, be sitting around for days and days and days until I can cook it. So thankfully it was not, and it didn't start raining until like well after we were already done grilling, which was awesome. And on top of that too, I also got that corn that my dad picked up from, I think, Tony's last week, and we ended up grilling that. So I think he got it like on Friday or something like that last week. So we ended up grilling the corn with the pork chops that I already had defrosted. So anyways, it all worked out. We didn't have any rain, but it was like cloudy kind of all day today. And I was like, I know though it's not supposed to rain actually until like the afternoon, which I know that it did, because Jack let the dogs in, and he was like, they're muddy. You know, like don't let them out the hallway for right now, because they were apparently covered in mud. So yeah guys, anyways, that was you know, like I said, it's nice enough. I mean, it still wasn't even that warm today. It was only like 50s, but I told you guys, like, it kind of doesn't matter so long as it's not like really raining that bad, and it's not, you know, we're not you know, even in really cold conditions we still sometimes grill. I told you guys how like Jack wanted to make it this weird tradition where on New Year's Eve we would grill every year, and so I was like, that's kind of interesting, but you know, and I think I don't know if we did it, or New Year's Day or something like that he wanted to turn that into. But again, I told you guys, like, kind of randomly, even if it is still like warmer outside, like I said, you know, like 40s, 50s, like we'll still grill outside, like, you know. Like my dad doesn't care because he like works out in the garage anyway, and there's no heating or like air conditioning out there. You know, he's out there though in the winter time, and so he'll normally be bundled up, like, you know, working out in the garage, and he'll just go and like grill at the same time, and it doesn't like affect to like it being like cold, so like the outer temperature not affecting like the grilling you know, like temperature or how it cooks or anything like that. I think that it kind of does, you know, like it being colder, but like still like the grill ends up heating up, and so long as we have enough propane, because there was one time we did try and grill but there wasn't enough propane, and so the flame was like barely coming out of the what's it called, the grill, because my dad did try and grill. I think it was like 2 New Year's ago, or like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, whatever it was, when we tried to grill. It was cold outside, but my dad tried to grill and he was like, I don't know why, like it's not cooking. And I was like, okay, so I threw it in the oven then and finished cooking it there. But and my dad had it all like sauteed and stuff like that, but we still had to throw it in the oven because it wasn't like cooking. So we figured out though it wasn't a problem with it being too cold outside, it was the fact that there was like no propane left in the propane tank at all, so there was like no flame, so it wasn't getting hot enough. It had nothing to do with like how cold it was outside, it was just the fact that, you know, like I said, there wasn't enough propane for it to get hot enough. So you know, like it's the same thing too, like if you have those outdoor like propane heaters, which we have a mini one of, which we've never used, but like those kind of things, like it'll still get hot enough as like you know, like as it's supposed to, just so long as you have enough propane. Now it might take more propane because it's colder outside, but you know, like I said, it doesn't really affect its, you know, like as far as it being cold outside. So long as, like I said, there's no snow, it's not covered, you know, we're not like in the negatives. Even when it's in the teens or 20s, I still try to not like, you know, ask my dad to grill, but like I said, we've still like grilled on days when it's been cold outside. So like I said, 50s was like, you know, it's getting warm enough, but it's like we still love to have grilled food. Like even, you know, I mean, we could always invest in like having an indoor, like one of those like George Foreman grills, which Matthew does have. I did get him one for his birthday a while ago, but like, you know, like that kind of stuff, like we could do like that, but I feel like it'd take a long time doing it inside, like, you know, because they're not very big unless you get like the big family sized ones. And like, you know, like I said, we already have a grill and we don't have much room for more appliances in the house, and we'd only use it for like a short period of time, like in the winter, so long as we really wanted to grill. And like I said, we can still kind of find those days where it's like, you know, again, somewhat warmer, like, oh, it's gonna be like, you know, high 40s or, you know, in the 50s or whatever. Like even in like, you know, January and February, you know, you'll get some of those random days, so like we still grill. So like I said, that's what I ended up doing for dinner tonight, but it was nice kind of that, you know, we're getting, hopefully, like I said, other than Saturday, it's supposed to be cold, like for the forecast for the rest, you know, like the, I don't know what it is, like over 10-day forecast or whatever, you know, 7+ day, 10-day forecast, looks like it's supposed to be at least in the 40s, no lower than the 40s, you know, like I said, and we're not supposed to get in the 50s or 60s, but we are supposed to get into the 50s a couple days as well. So anyways, I will see you guys though in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.